So the strangest thing happened. I was at Harbor Freight and it was buy some of these and get this at normal price. Hey Crosscart fans, so two-seater is out of the jig, and today I'm going to go kind of out of order. Usually I get the front end boxed in and set up, but you guys want to see how I'm going to get two seats in here and pedals and not be driving like this. Well, that's easy. I'm going to show you. So let's get the main floor cross members in, and I'll put the seats in place. I'll show you how much leg room you have, maybe do some couple measurements for you. Let's do it. All right, so cross members are meant to fit tightly. That's why they're cross members. So this is what I came up with to support the weight of two people and make it adjustable so that it can be tight. And there's some other tricks. So we'll get our rear main crossbar in. And then we have a center crossbar. And you can see how everything's going together nice and tightly. Now, how do we square this up? So, 43 left and 43 right. So these just go in. As so. Now, the cool trick I wanted to show you is that these right here are adjustable because it is on a center and an outboard, and they're all 90-degree cuts. So you can move it back for a different seat depending on what kind of seat mount you have. You can adjust this to mount your seats easily. Also, you can print out a couple more pages and add a couple more. I may actually print out another one, at least for the left side, the driver's side, to help mount my pedals. I might run it up here so that my pedals have a good solid mount between two bars. That's why it took so long to get this two-seater out to you guys. I wanted to make it really, really easy, and I wanted it to go together well. All right, so I'll take a hot pause right here. The seat brackets are already connected to the seat, so I'm just gonna take a minute to kind of test fit the seats. Make sure these bars are where I want them. Everything's just tacked right now. And there we go, seats in place now. Of course, we're gonna put a little bit of a tilt on these so it's more comfortable. That's more like it. Look at the legroom. Look at all that legroom. So let's show you guys the pedals. If this is not enough legroom for you, then you can stretch it however much you need. So this is my solution to getting an extra, I don't know, 8 inches, 7 or 8 inches of legroom. So this is what's called an underfloor pedal set. Now we'll have to build a false floor for it, but since we've already got 1.5 inches of tube, we already have kind of a false floor base that we can use. So this can run all the way up to this front bar, and your clutch pedal only has about that much throw. So even if we put bodywork on here, this is a ton of legroom. Look at that. Now I have about a 32-inch inseam, and when you're driving these things, you don't want your legs to be locked and straight. If you hit something, you're gonna break your knees. So you want your legs bent a little bit. So this is the driver position. Look at that, look how comfy that is. This is only 10 inches longer. So when this is sitting by itself in my garage, it looks massive. But when it's sitting next to one of the ones I've already built, you can see that they're really similar in size. Headroom, I've got, I don't know, what is that, 4 inches, 5 inches? And that's because I'm sitting on top of the bar and I haven't lowered the seat in its bracket yet. So let's do that, just to give you guys a super accurate demonstration of what kind of room this thing has. All right, so here's a pretty conservative seat position. I've got this pretty much aimed just forward of the main roll bar, so your head's not gonna be smacking the bar. That's kind of important. And there's tons of room for the engine back here. So I took a lot of measurements off of my single seaters for engine placement and how they fit. Now they're kind of shoehorned in, but if you've been a fan for a while, you've seen that I can pull the motor, that 4-cylinder out of the blue one, in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It's really not that bad. Most of that time it's draining fluids anyway. So I took a lot of measurements for that as far as lengthwise, and this actually uses the same plans for the rear A-arms because I know that works. And those rear A-arms are adjustable widthwise. So if you use Miata axles or a different rear end, you can adjust it for whatever axle you're using. So it's something that worked that I just carried over. Now I'm probably not going to use A-arms on this one, just to give you a little hint as to what's coming. I'm super excited about it. So here's the seat with the pedals in nominal position, seat in a nominal position. From the butt crack to the clutch pedal is 40 inches. 40 inches. So if you measure from your butt to the bottom of your foot and it's 40 inches, you're going to be really comfortable in this. If you have longer legs or you're a taller guy, you can angle your seat back a little bit, give you some more headroom, and give you some more leg room. And if you're really, really tall, there's directions in the plans on how to stretch it. So this is a very, very comfortable position. This is more comfortable than the single seaters. Plenty of elbow room, plenty of room for a shifter. This tube's not too close. Visibility is good. This is exactly how I was picturing it when I designed it. There you go. All right, now to answer a question that I get at least 20 times a day. I'm very sorry, but no, I will not build you one. I cannot build you one. I don't have the time to build you one. The second one I get is, do you want to make a ton of money off of this? No, I don't. The whole reason I'm doing this is so that people at home that like to build can get a set of the plans, get their hands dirty, and build something amazing. Third question, is there going to be a kit? I don't know. Honestly, I'm really busy just designing this. I have a full-time job. I have a family. It's softball season. Trying to make contacts, trying to get pricing, trying to protect my work is all really difficult. It's not just making a phone call and saying, hey, can you do kits? There's a whole process to it. You have to get the right CLR. You have to make sure the machine matches up with the bends that you're doing. I have to give the CAD file to a company that can easily replicate kits without them just stealing all of my work. The other question I get 5 times a day, can I have the CAD file? No, you cannot have the CAD file for the reasons described above. The only reason you would need the CAD file is to change things on this. And once you change them, it's not mine anymore, and you could sell it as yours. I know there's a lot of good people in the world, but there's even more bad people, or equally bad people, or just one bad dude. I'm really sorry that I can't just give you guys everything, but I'll tell you what, I will personally give this stuff away and continue doing the thing I do in designing stuff. If I hit, I don't know, 1 million subscribers, let YouTube buy this stuff for you. Let the advertising pay for it for you. The money I get from selling the plans goes towards charity and towards R&D for new stuff that goes back into you guys. My job pays for my house and my family and all my needs, so this is just something extra that I'm doing, and the longtime fans know why. But I have a ton more stuff that I want to build and that I want to share with you guys, because the people that build the single seaters, they love it. They love it. They don't quite understand the format of the plans when they first get it, but once they wrap their head around how it's done, it's actually pretty slick. So most of my bars are triangulated. So if you drop a cross member into that triangulation, it's going to be solid. So putting this bar on a radius and to where it's tight down here saves you from trying to get an exact measurement. We're building these in our garages. Our tolerances, our measurements, our ability to put things exactly where they need to go is pretty difficult, and you're gonna hurt yourself trying to get that exact measurement or that exact angle or that exact anything. That's why the plans are, I don't want to say generic, but the plans are workable. Workable, that's probably a good word. That means if you get something off, then it's still gonna go together really well. The jig lines up this main structure right here, and everything else is just cross members. And you can see how I've made things adjustable. So after that, all you have to do is match the left to the right, and it's gonna look good. It's gonna be super strong because everything fits tightly, but it's probably not gonna match the plans exactly. And you can take some of that stuff to put your own flair on it, like changing the angle of this sidebar by 2 degrees changes the look of this. You can make it look really aggressive by putting a big rake on that. You can add cross members wherever you want. It's all really, really easy stuff once you dive in and get started on it. So I'm gonna stop rambling. For today, I'm gonna work on the single seater, try to get the first drive in today. So. There she goes. Show it off. So while that's running, I'm going to check every nut and bolt, make sure the steering's all tight, make sure the A-arms are bolted on well, the tie rods, the pedal, the throttle cable, the shocks. I don't have nuts on my shocks, and they're just tacked in. So we'll go through, get this done. Maybe we'll take it for a spin. Well, the brake lines are coming in the mail, but this is all ready to go right now, and I can't wait. So I made sure I could reach the kill switch. I'm gonna get somebody to pull start it for me. I'm gonna take a little drive. So that Predator motor has a lot more punch than I thought it would. It's in the break-in period, so for 3 hours, I'm supposed to take it easy, no heavy loads. I was goosing it a little bit, and I think the belt was slipping. I checked back there, it looks like I need to align the front pulley. So that was like the weakest test drive ever. So I'm gonna get in here, I'm gonna fix this CVT, and I'm gonna take it back out. That was yesterday, and it's been on my mind. the entire day. I can't put that out. This thing has to do a burnout before I show you guys what it can do. So, all right, so here's what's going on here. I got the camera set up so you can see it. This pulley on the inside of this clutch doesn't move. This has a little bulb that comes out that changes the gearing on the spot. This has a spring that pulls these apart as it speeds up, making it a constant variable transmission. Now, since this doesn't move and this does, this pulley needs to line up with this pulley, and you can see that it is way off, even with my custom spacer. Don't judge me like you've never done anything shifty to test drive your cart. Alright, so I was trying to be slick. I put some cut up radiator hose between the motor and the motor plate to try to reduce some of the vibration. That's got to go because it dragged the chain loose. So let's get that fixed, get it back out. Yeah, I had to stop. No brakes. That's so fast.